So here we are again then, YouTubers and lovers of bargain bikes and cars. And what are we on? Well, the Z750 Kawasaki. I'm hoping you've seen the kind of first impressions walk around review we did. Well, not really a review, just the first impressions of the bike, which we uploaded probably a couple of weeks ago. And I've decided, even though it's a bloody freezing day, to pop out on the bike and give it a little spin and take you guys with me. I hope you enjoy it. Now, as I said in the previous video, it is a 2004 model with 21,499 miles, which is soon to be over 21,500, of course. We're just going to go out for a little 10-minute bimble. I mean, obviously I do know these bikes, so I can say with reassurance that I'm kind of used to them, so anything I say, you can take it as gospel. You know, these are great fun bikes to have. An amazing value as well when you consider it. I mean, the Z1000, as I said in the previous video, is a bike that I've wanted to try for a very long time, since I had the Z750, and purely because I wanted to try its big brother in that respect. But I ended up buying the Z1000 SX. I'll stick a link in the right corner there as well for that bike, which is an amazing bike. You know, I really enjoyed having that bike, but I wanted the kind of original, as I would call it, Z1000, you know, the older one, the 2003, 2004 upwards, as it were. And I've never managed to get hold of one that was anything that I was quite interested in. They're either a little bit too expensive, or they were just a bit too bad, too many miles, that kind of stuff. So this popped up, as I said on the previous video, on a Facebook post, a marketplace I think it was, from a lovely guy called Lee down in Wales, right at the other side of Wales, and he wanted a couple of grand for it, which is probably what it's worth, truth be told. He wanted a couple of grand for it. I made him a silly offer of, I think it was 1,500 quid, and I said, oh, look, would that buy it? And he said, well, actually, yeah. He said, I've got a Z1000, oddly enough. He said, if you want it for 1,500 quid, have it. And I'm thinking, oh, great. And unfortunately, the courier costs were a little bit more than I expected them to be, so I had to reduce my offer to 1,400 quid, which he really kindly accepted. I think he just needed to move it on, and basically I wanted to try another one of these and take you guys with me, let you know my thoughts on them. So here we are, 1,400 quid for a 2004 with 21,500 miles in it. I think you've got to agree, that is shockingly good value. Let's make sure we don't pop in front of this old girl here. So I had it delivered from a company called Black Dog Transportation, I think. They've got a Facebook page. I'll try and link them in the description of this video as well. Got a lovely guy called Paul, comes out of Barnstable. You know, he did me a really good deal. It was 120 quid to get the bike transported for all the way from the other side of Wales down to Cornwall, which I thought was a bargain. But I did actually find him on Shipley, so it ended up costing me 153 quid. But, you know, now I've got all his details. Rest assured I will be using him again. Black Dog Transport, really good guys. And it arrived yesterday, and we're out on the first ride, as you can see here. I'm hoping this new camera setup works as well, because I'm hoping, again, I'll stick it in the right corner. You've seen the Insta360 video footage I did on the CB1300. I ended up selling that camera because it was just so bloody complex, and it took so much faffery getting it all ready for the 360 videos. I couldn't be arsed with it. It cost me 300 quid, and somebody was selling another Acaso. You know, all the previous videos I've done have been on Acaso cameras, and the V50X is stunning. I'm hoping this video shows how good the footage is. It's native 4K, the external mic. The footage I've done so far has been really good. I'm hoping it continues to be so. We're using that the first time today. I was going to set up another camera, because I've got two of them now. I was going to set up the other V50X on the handlebars, but as you can see, there's so much crap going on these handlebars. It was I couldn't find a space for it. Anyway, well, I'm digressing again. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be a review on the bike. 110 or 109 horsepower in a little 750 bike. It's just more than you need. Just like the Ducati Monster 796, I think it was. Just a whole heap of fun. Really easy, manageable bike. If you've just passed your test and you're thinking about getting onto something that isn't massively powerful and you can't afford the insurance, etc., you don't have the confidence maybe, you should really consider a Z750 Kawasaki. I mean, as I said, I got this delivered to my door for 1,500 quid, and you just can't argue with that. So they are out there. If you've got sub £2,000 and you're looking for a nice little inline four 100 plus horsepower Japanese bike, you can do a lot worse. In fact, I don't think you can do much better, apart from possibly the ER6. They're a great bike as well, and they've tumbled in price. So, you know, an ER6 or a Z750 will do you really well, I reckon. I mean, we're just bimbling along here, 66 degrees on the engine, 33 miles an hour. It's a little bit cold, obviously. It's about 6 degrees today, but I really wanted to take you guys out. These bar end mirrors, by the way, really, really good. I do like them if you're considering some. These little round ones are brilliant. We'll open her up in a little bit, but I just wanted to just chat about the bike. No damage to the paintwork either on this bike. I mean, you know, if you're going to buy one of these, you're probably going to be looking at some engine corrosion. The rear shock on this does have some corrosion, but they are dirt cheap. It's like 100 quid for a replacement shock, or you could just take it off, sand it back, respray it, put it back on. Real simple, and an amazingly simple bike to maintain as well. Oil changes, filter changes, all that kind of stuff. Dirt cheap. As I said in the first video, the stator case for this, brand new with a gasket, is like 20 quid. You can't argue with that. I mean, that's just shocking value. So again, if you've got sub 2 grand and you're looking for a nice bike, you can do a lot worse than that. I mean, we're doing 60 now and it's not struggling. 4,000 revs. The only thing I would say down there with you guys is it's actually quite hard to tell where the revs are. I mean, it's in that circle down there. You're looking for the black part in the grey part, which you've got to get used to that. I mean, I was wondering where it was for a second there, but it is there, obviously, as you can see. That's the only thing really that I would say you've got to kind of judge for yourself in that respect. I've got to stop saying in that respect. I must say it every 10 minutes. I do apologise. So, I mean, what else can you get really for your money? As I said, the ER6, the Z750. I think if you're looking for a mid-range commuter bike, a B-road blaster, like I said on the Ducati Monster, the little one, these little bikes, I mean, they're not little. This is Z750 with over 100 horsepower. They're not little bikes by any means, but from my point of view, they are, because I don't normally go for anything below 1000cc. But as I said, I'd had one of these before. I wanted to try another one with you guys and remind myself how good these bikes are and just what incredible value they offer in that respect. Oh, he says again. You can do a lot worse. In fact, as I said, I don't think you can do any better. So if you're looking for a mid-range little B-road blaster commuter bike, something to get you used to, so, you know, if you've been on a 125 or say a 350 or something like that, you want to just up your game a little bit, I would highly recommend one of these. As I said, 1,400 quid the bike, 150 quid, so 1,550 to my door. The guy gave me a shitload of stuff as well in extras, including 2 paddock stands, which I sold within 10 minutes for 25 quid. So happy days. We're up on the moor again. As you can see, it is bloody cold. I'm going to turn around in a minute because I don't have a huge amount else to say about the bike, apart from I think they offer amazing value. They're really comfortable as well. The seating position is just sublime. You could sit here all day. I mean, we're on what, 3,500 revs, 50 miles an hour. We'll open it up a little bit. I mean, it's not spine bending acceleration. Don't expect that. You know, if you're expecting that, you maybe want the Z1000. But you know, this will get you in and out of trouble. And a little bit like, which bike was it now? The FZ1 that I had for a little while. If you've seen the video to that, I'll stick it up in the right hand corner here. We're just going to turn around, so bear with me a minute, guys. Just like the FZ1, you know, it didn't really do much before you got to, just make sure we don't kill ourselves here. It didn't really do much before you got to like 5,000 or 6,000 revs. Oh, the sheep don't like this exhaust. Yeah, it didn't really do a huge amount until you got to 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 revs. Then it just opened up and sang. We'll try and do that in a minute, but as I said, don't expect, you know, spine bending acceleration. It is only a 750 and it is only 109 horsepower, I think it is. I'm not sure of the torque figures, guys. I should have really worked that out for you. I'm terribly sorry. I might put them on the screen now for you. If you haven't subscribed, by the way, I consider doing that. We get a video out every couple of weeks now, and I'm trying to do my very best to keep you guys entertained with new bikes. You know, I don't really like going backwards over stuff we've already done, but I have actually done that now a couple of times on bikes that I just thought were such good bikes that I just decided to get another one and try it again, kind of thing. The other thing I've noticed on here as well, now I've had a lot of litre bikes, is that you're looking for another gear all the time. Gear indicator would be really helpful on here, but again, you can put them on here. Probably only cost you 30 quid to fit one, but it does seem to be quite short in the gears in the respect that you're always looking for an extra gear. I mean, that's probably me. I've ridden a lot of big bikes with a lot of power, including the Ducati Multistrada 1200 DVT, which had a, you know, almost 160 something horsepower, I think that was. And, you know, when you pull the throttle back on that, it just blows you away. This, you're not going to get that, but it is a great stepping stone to a bike like that. I mean, I would always advocate that you should do your test, get yourself something like a 300, 350, something like that, and before you jump on something like this. I mean, I did it that way. I went from a 125 to a 250 to a 500 to a 750 to a 1000. That's the story of my biking, basically. I made sure that I learned along the way, and I really would suggest you guys do the same. Such a beautiful day. It's just a shame it's so bloody cold. There's no heat grips on this bike. I haven't worn my thermal fleece lined trousers, so my legs are a little bit cold, and there seems to be a lot of bloody dead trees and twigs around on the road, so if you're going to ride it this time of year, you've got to be careful. Talking about brakes, as we go down this hill here, I thought I might mention that the brakes on these bikes are really, really, really good. Nothing to shout about, not Brembo kind of 6-pot calipers or anything like that. They're just the stock calipers with, I don't know what the pads are, of course I didn't change them, but I've just noticed even the rear brake, I can't put it on because I've got a van behind me at the moment, but even the rear brake going down that hill there, because obviously it's a little bit damp, you don't want to be hammering onto the front brake too much. Even the rear brake was really, really good, which did surprise me. Front brake, we'll just try a little bit of front brake action here. Yeah, very good. I mean, there's no ABS on here, so I'm not going to go crazy with it. But the brakes, really, really good. Starting to get that water in my eyeballs now. I'm sure a lot of you that ride at this time of year, you know exactly what I mean. You get kind of watery eyes because obviously you're riding along with the visor up just a tad, and that's all it takes. All of a sudden you're sniffling, your eyes are watering. I mean, I don't do a lot of winter riding. I've literally just come out to do this one for you guys, and I realise now why I don't do a lot of winter riding. Yeah, it started to sing there, as I was saying a couple of minutes ago, about when you get to a certain amount of revs. We got up to 4,500, 5,000 revs then, and then you could really start feeling its, power of the Z750, 110 horsepower engine. Just like the FZ1, it's not going to pull your arms off, in the low revs, but as soon as you get it, because it's an inline 4 and it likes to shout and scream, it's not going to pull your arms off at low revs below 3,000, say. As soon as you get it above 4, 5, 6,000 revs, it really does start to make a lot of sense. Almost forgot to turn my indicator off there. Bloody hell, it's one thing you don't want to do, but I mean, it's got everything you need as well on this dash. It's got the neutral light, it's got the indicator lights, it's got oil warning lights, fuel lights. It doesn't have, I don't think, oh no, it does, it has a fuel gauge. Brilliant. I always like to see a fuel gauge on a bike. I mean, if they can put one on a bike this old that, was never meant to be a hyper bike or anything, it really annoys me when they don't put them on more expensive bikes. But it has one. It has everything you could possibly want looking at that dash. Even though it's a little bit dull and a little bit dated, it does everything you want it and need it to do. You can't ask any more. And as I said, this is a super cheap bike that will, if you bought one of these, as I said, for the price I paid for it, so I indicating you stupid. Anyway, we're home. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing that. Give the video a like, a thumbs up, a share, all that kind of good stuff. And as I said, consider subscribing. We will have another video out in a couple of weeks. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it's been some use to you. And as I said, subscribe to see some more content. Take care, guys, and thanks for watching.